Alrighty, howdy, how's it going, everybody? We're gonna do a design from the way back. This is a design I did back in 2017. I discovered this when I was living in Oaxaca. It's called The Drop. It's a very cool design. It involves 9 pentagons sunken in, and it has this very cool resolve around the top of it. I used it as a lampshade. I'll put a valve inside of here, sort of like wiggle this around so it would open almost, and then put the bulb inside, just like get it to bulb in there. And once the bulb was inside, that's a great place to put a light bulb in. So I call this a drop because it looks like a water drop. And I'll teach you how to do it. It's gonna be yeah, let's see how this goes. I was gonna say it's gonna be released first on Patreon, and it will. I was gonna teach this during the class today. All right, let me just get this straight because I want to. So yeah, I was going to be there in the class today during the folding sessions we do. I do 2 folding sessions. I'm going to put in just some paper so I can stay in frame. Let's see here. There we go. And stay in frame, and then I'm going to take out some coins that I have here in my pocket and just put them on top of my piece of paper here so that the paper will not fly away if I choose to do any foolish things. The drop will serve as my reference over here, so I have all this space to work with. Alright, cool. Let's get doing. So first off, we need a hexagon. That's the first step. We need a hexagon. And from there, we'll take it. So first off, we fold the paper in half like so, of course, matching the 4 corners 2 by 2. 2 over on my left side, 2 over on my right side. So I said I was going to teach this during the folding sessions, but I overslept because I set it up too early, and I was like, not nervous, but I was excited for today. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because of the folding sessions or whatnot, but I was just, see, that's the thing I'm talking about. Gotta be careful here. You see that thing I did where I twisted, I rotated, I did nothing. That rotation did accomplish nothing. So gotta be careful with a tripod here that I'm holding my phone up in. So the sound quality changes from the folding sessions to this one because I actually try to look up toward the phone and talk to it, because the microphone is even not really facing me. So I try to think about that, So we're doing that 6-fold division here, which is nice, but we need a hexagon. So I'm just gonna fold this in half like so. It doesn't really have to fold all the way, I just need that point right there. That's like an easy guarantee almost. Now I can fold this in half. Well, there are many ways and one could go about the next step. For instance, I could use this fold and just extend it, right? By that I mean I could take the folded line I folded and just simply put that on the edge over here. So I overslept. I woke up, the class was going to be at 7 a.m. and I slept at 3 a.m. I just couldn't sleep. I just couldn't fall asleep, and I fell asleep at 3 a.m. listening to a Tool concert. That was like the weird thing about it too. It was like listening to a Tool concert, I would like come in and out of consciousness, and then all of a sudden like I'd be waking up to a certain verse or a certain part of the song. My heart would be beating out of my chest, and then I would just go back to sort of like half awake, half not. And I just remember sort of like dreaming that I was turning the alarm off. One of those dreams, And then it turned out that I wasn't dreaming, it was actually the alarm that was sounding. So I'm using this fold now as a reference. I want to make a clean hexagon here, but apparently life, destiny has other plans for me. People come and people go, man. Every day I miss somebody that I've seen, somebody that I don't see no more, somebody that I probably won't see again. I think about them and I pray for them, and there's nothing I can do. Not even pray for them. I mean, I don't pray, but I pray, but I don't pray. And I believe in God, and like it's fine to believe in God. It's fine to not believe in God. God doesn't care if you believe in God or not. And I hesitate to call God a he a lot. Like I try to consciously over overstep myself, sort of like correct myself if I'm calling God a he. For the sole reason that, it's both. That's the God I believe in. God, genderless God. Just as much as it's a he, it's a she, right? Who cares, right? There's going to be like, oh, there's God the Father, God the Mother. That's the point. There's several aspects to God, several facets to God. And I don't sit down and ask God to do shit for me. I think that's like a half-assed way of doing things. Because if God's gonna do anything, right? What? God's gonna ask you permission? Is this fine with you? No. And what does believing in God do for you? Well, nothing. I mean, it'll give you a sense of wonder and belonging. It'll make you sort of part of a community. It will make you part of something. It will make you sort of be captivated by certain stories regarding the history of humankind and mankind and development of nature and the understanding of that nature. Perhaps, on a best case scenario kind of situation. So I'm cutting the hexagon away, which I've produced by a process of refraction. That's what I've done, a process of refraction. I have extracted a hexagon from this rectangular piece of paper. So I take away that bit, doing good so far, nothing too crazy, keeping it light, keeping it cool, alright. Listening to Tortoises on my headphones, right? Tortoises album, Millions Now Living Will Never Die. 1996 Tortoise album. On my headphones. Because copyright. I don't think I got ads on my videos, but I started paying for the YouTube Premium, and there's no way I'm going back, man. Like I dislike ads with a passion, and I like YouTube because of the music options I get. There's a lot of music. I get to download it if I pay for the premium, so it's like all these benefits. Like I had to choose between Spotify and YouTube. Like give me YouTube any day. I just use it way more, and it's easier for me to just incorporate that. And I actually use YouTube also as a platform for my shit, right? So I think it's hilarious the way they deal with the kid problem. The kid problem being that kids get into YouTube because that's where the shit is at, but it's illegal for, not illegal, it is illegal for a kid under 13 to be on YouTube, but at the same time, I don't know, it's pretty funny, that tweet. Are they recording this? I don't know. They're probably going through this algorithm. It's like, I'm gonna try to embarrass you. I don't know. Are they? Some people, man, like I have friends who believe anything. I believe everything sometimes. Alright, so as you can see, I have radially divided my hexagon into alternating lines of mountains and valleys. Right? So now I need a third. For this design, we need a 12, pretty much. That one's a little bit violent there. So we need a division of 12 on the apothem. So I'm gonna just do the thirds, which is vertices, 2 lines here and here, right? These lines need to be touching with those lines. These points, vertices to the apothem. This line is called the ding 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 apothem, and this one is the radius. Apothem, radius. So we go up, we touch those points to the line, touch those points to the line. And so yeah, I overslept. I woke up 40 minutes later. Sarah Brewer, one of our Patreons, was there, and she said she just left it up, right? She just left the Zoom meeting on, see if I ever logged in. And we did a bit of folding of an Islamic pattern from Marrakesh, from this monument in Marrakesh. I forget the name of it right now. As you can see, I'm pretty much just going all over, just all around, corner to my edge, corner to my, notice again how I'm touching the apothem, but now on the lower side, right? Lower, higher side, higher, lower, yeah? I'm doing the third division. You can see that it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's the rhythm. 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's fun to get out of the force, it's one of those things. It's probably good for you to think about things in different time signatures. It's probably good for you. to get out of the norm. And so, you know, we did that lesson on 7 a.m. Then I had another sort of session at 11 a.m. and we did the same Islamic pattern, but we didn't finish it either. We didn't finish that Islamic pattern either because Sarah had to go, and the other person who was there, another of our Patreons, Rupsa, she was there at the 11 a.m. and she was doing good. And I don't know if her internet connection got cut off or it got too late or she got, I don't know, fed up with the design. I hope she didn't get fed up with the design, because I was going a little bit too fast at the end. I was just like streamlining because I was finding all these different relationships and patterns. And it's very easy for me to forget that, you know, okay, so I'm going for halves here. Yeah? So the way I see it now is I have to find the line between my third. So there's always a corresponding factor to it. You know, like, I mean that if I fold this down to my third, my sixth here, this line will match up to that, right? So the next half, of course, would be here. This one will also match. And final would be here, where this one will also match. Several relationships. Now I'm in sixths. I keep the sequence going. As you can see, I'm matching to the bottom of my thirds. I can see a triangle here, which is what I'm focusing on. So I go for that one first. I go for the center second. And I go for the outer rim third. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Rhythm, rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is not the most important part, but definitely the most tedious part. And so a lot of people will, you know, have videos of them and they'll just speed this part up, get some nice, you know, what the fuck is the name? Time lapse. I shouldn't curse in the YouTube videos because this is family friendly. I don't know, man. I'm a cursor. I say curses every now and again. I know how to control myself though. It's not like I'm not crazy. I don't have Tourette's or nothing. Not that Tourette's is crazy. I know how to control myself, but when I'm in the flow, I like to allow that for myself in my own space. It's a way for me to sort of be rebellious within my own room. Like, how are you rebellious in your room when you're the one that sets the rules? And I guess by being obscene, I can sort of remain myself. I can sort of retain my identity or my precarious nature or something along those lines. I'm not sure exactly of what this is going to be in the terms of this channel, but you know, we're just going for the tutorials now, I guess. Okay, so we got for 6, now we got to go for 12. One more division here, brothers. Same idea. So now my fix is on the 6. That's my half. And now my other fix will be on the other 6. So see, notice how when I fold this, I'm lying down on the bottom of this triangle. So the next one will also be the triangle that has a bottom. Not this one, the triangle has no bottom. That triangle has a bottom there. So that one I fold. Right, so I keep it going, try to find my bottom. There's my bottom. Boom. Keeping it going, keeping it going. Other bottom here. One more. And one more here. And so we repeat the same process, gotta go all over. Man, I don't know, I think about loss all the time. Like, that's something I just worry about all the time. Like, at any moment, I feel the rug is gonna get pulled under me. And this anticipation, this sort of idealization of something being taken is ultimately a sign of some deep personal distress from within. Like, I feel that somehow I am mistaken in my ways. Like, somehow I am personally equivocal. Like, I am some sort of mistake, some sort of experiment that didn't go right. And at the same time, what's right, what's wrong, right? Well, there's no out, there's no way to sort of overcome that which is not yet faced. So you're stuck with that waiting phase. And that's just where I'm at in the waiting. It's gonna be any day now. It's just, and I guess that's just life. That's just everybody. But if I live in anticipation of a blow, anticipation of this thing, heavy weight just coming down on top of me, then I'm gonna be right. One day I'm gonna be right. And in between now and then, I'm gonna be losing all this time and opportunity of life and enjoyment of that life. And so the price becomes too high for just the cost, just the benefit of being anticipatively hesitant, I suppose, because you are not thinking about it straight. I wonder if you can hear me okay. So again, the microphone is maybe half a meter from my face right now. Maybe half a meter. And so yeah, this is my desk, this is my room. And so one of the things I'll be doing in the next couple weeks is I'm going to be moving to a studio space. Thanks to the generous support of the Patreons, I've been channeling the money into things, ideas, resources in order to offer better videos, better classes, better material, better paper. You know, just me getting better resources in order to provide the people who support the project with better content. And so I'm gonna finally move out of my, well, yeah, I mean, I'm not ashamed of it per se because I've just moved out so many times, but I am living with my parents right now, so this is my room in my parents' house. And so, you know, there's no shame in that, but in a way, I'm thinking like, you know, this is long overdue. So I've been taking these odd jobs, sort of like these commission jobs for art, right? Art commission pieces. And I've been working on them like almost nonstop since I got commissioned for them, but one of those projects has just been way longer than I should have. Like, it's just one thing just delays another, delays another, delays another. And so a lot of the money so I've been paying with my own pocket the cost of the making it. They did give me sort of like, you know, some half of the money up front or whatever. But out of principle, I said, I'm not gonna spend it. I'm gonna use the cost out of my own pocket if I can afford it, and just keep the money from the project, like the upfront money, I'm keeping it in a bank. I'm keeping it in a little spot, right? What's interesting is that with all the hustling I've been doing, mostly from other jobs and whatever, I haven't really touched that artwork. And I mean, it's not that I'm not working on it, and they did pay me up front and I'm responsible for it, but it's just so many projects that I've been saying yes to. Because my family is like that. I used to be lost generally in life, and I didn't know what to do, and so I turned to my family for advice a lot, and they didn't give me the best advice. I mean, they were just out of context. They weren't me. I needed to take decisions for myself and whatnot, and they told me just like, say yes to everything. Just say yes to everything. And that's so wrong to do. At least for me, it turned out that that's just wrong, because I'd rather do the things I know I can do and not just like overshoot and like I'd rather be aware of my own abilities and limitations and pretend that I'm like this god that never gets tired or whatever. Oh boy, you guys, we did it. This is 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Awesome, we're there, we're set. This is the final step, you guys. No, not final step, we're just starting. So here's the thing that you're gonna have to picture with this thing. So I'm gonna take out a pencil just to show you. I'm gonna step out of my desk here for a little bit just to see that we're still recording. We're still recording, thank you God. 18 minutes into this. All right, so I'm gonna draw in some of the designs, some of the lines that we're gonna sort of use to our design here. From my center, I go 2 one way, I go 2 the other, 2 the other. And so each of these is gonna be a hexagon, like so. I get confused every now and again because I see 3, but it's 2, but it's 3. There's like a little triangle wedged in there. All right. So of course, what we're gonna focus on are like these sort of guys. Like these guys are where it's at, because these guys are gonna get the better treatment. So the way this works also is that we need 2. So this guy's gonna get sacrificed. Pretty much that's what I'm suggesting for you right now. So at this point, wait a minute, I have one valley here which I should turn into a mountain. All these lines be the same. We'll see that some, you know, they're gonna get changed and whatnot. I mean, if you can fold all these lines both ways, that'll be great. So yeah, the 12, 12, 12. I get my center, I identify, so I go from my center upwards, that's just how I'm going to count it. From my center, I go up, I find the hit, I go 1, 2, so this is going to tuck, and so the one right after this, we're going to take all this away. All this triangle, gone. So I'm just going to do a double mountain technique applied to this. One mountain, 2 mountain up in here. So yeah, all that saying yes to everything all just got me in trouble. Not trouble, just that. Now I have all this projects, this work that I gotta hand in that I'm not ready to hand in yet. And it's all this like, yeah, I'll get to you, I'll get to you, I'll get to you. And you just feel like the worst. And I have nightmares, man. I have nightmares that I need to turn so much stuff in. And I want to work. I love working. I love folding. I love making people happy and teaching people things and talking to people and just being a part of society. A functioning person is what I want to be. So this is how this looks like. And we also got to tuck it to the bottom, right to my right in my case. So there's an option, right? It could go up, but no, we want it to go down. Okay? You got it? Alright, so we're gonna do the next one. Same idea. You go center, count up, 2, 1 goes away. So you find your transformation point, your peak point, and of course that's where you do this sort of sacrifice of space, I call it. This is a sacrifice. And that is to say, we're sacrificing one triangle of those, and by that sacrifice, by virtue of that sacrifice, we get rewarded with volume. That's the exchange. You give space, I give you volume. You give me space, I give you space. It's pretty much like the exchange we have with nature, with space itself. With a piece of paper here. It's like a dialogue we're having with it, a musical dialogue we're having with it. Alright, so before I continue too much, I still need to establish certain guidelines. Alright, so no. I'm going to teach you the way that God taught me, the way that I discovered this. So first off, we do 3s around the center. Why do we do 3s? Because if we do 6, we don't get a proper dodecahedron. This is the basis of our shape, a dodecahedron. A 12, sort of, that's the base of it, right? So those dodecahedrons, they have 3 triangles, 3 pentagons around the vertex. All right. So now we sort of can see where the next one is going to be. Right? We can see it here very clearly. It's there. It's here. Of course, here. And now once we gotta sacrifice space now. I think that the last one is gonna be here, most likely. But we'll do it one by one. So now same trick, we wanna have the same sort of properties on it. So we go from here, we go up, 1, 2, and then so this guy gets sacrificed over here. You can see that these two are matching up in here. 1, 2, and 3. And so with those set in, now there's going to be some overlap here, which is going to be sort of problematic. I should really emphasize that sort of. I mean, don't let it get to you, man. Don't let it get to you. You're stronger than this. You're better than this. Don't let it get to you. It's fine, you know, just keep pushing. Keep pushing, keep shaping. Now, I am aware that for a lot of you it's uncomfortable to sort of not have the final figure all in one go. And I'm sorry, this is the way that it is with the process of creating. This is very uncomfortable. But at least you get a big lesson out of it. I'm supposing, right? Maybe not, maybe you don't mind. This is actually fun and entertaining. So last hexagon we gotta get it right here. This guy. Now this is where I got my stroke of brilliance, man. This is where I actually hit the jackpot. So pay close attention if you're not. We're not gonna do a full triangle conversion here. We're actually gonna go for a half. So like our triangle is gonna get sacrificed through a line that goes through outward. It's gonna be actually parallel to this guy. This guy, parallel. Let me see here. That's the way it goes. Yep. So this one gets tucked a little bit between. No, actually this is wrong. It shouldn't go that way. It should go this one on top. Yeah, that's it. So you can see this one's a little bit different in that this one has sort of like a half tucked in, whereas this has a full face tucked in. See that? So it's the same line, but we're using it here as a mountain instead of a valley, and we changed this one into a valley here. So it's a key difference, very subtle difference, but it's key. So it is a parallel line, but it is used more as not used more as, but it's actually used as a mountain. So we get that mountain set in there. We got one more to go. Where is you? Where is you? That's one. That's two. This guy should be three. Let's set up. Let's set up. Am I done? No, here it is. Cool. So that's it. That's it. I have all my folds in. I got all I needed. Now let's put it all together. So it goes one, all the bottom ones. We're gonna go for 9. We're gonna count to 9. That's 2. Let me see how we doing on time. I don't want this thing to get cut. Okay, we're still recording. Minute 27, right on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta go back to 3 here. That's fine. Just fix that up. Fix her upper. So here I'm counting up to 6. Now final steps. This guy needs to get tucked within this guy right here on this line that's inside. It's a tricky fold. So what you can do is instead of folding it out like in with the nipple ripple, they call it, what you can do is simply fold with the outward sort of dodecahedron kind of shape to it. You know? And once you have that, then we can sort of like do a little pop in here. 1, 2. That helps to lock it too. I mean, this sort of like, this idea here, this like having one of these layers go inside actually helps structurally. So it is of some importance to have that ready. Like just to be able to do it like that, it does help. All right, that's 8, 7, 8. Last one, 9. Here we go. Wait, no, apparently I missed one. No, that was 8, so 7, 8, and here we go for 9. The harder one, the harder. Because of all these layers that are underneath. Oh boy, you can really feel the thing just going like, what are you doing to me? I thought you loved me. I feel you, I feel you. But it just needs to happen. If paper could scream, right? So by my silence, I hope you can tell that I'm just trying to concentrate. So there's something, no, it's there. I mean, it's set up proper. But there's some line, like the end is always like the trickiest part of it, but I'm always of the suspicion that some line is not properly set. It's always, I'm suspecting that. That's pretty much it. So this is how you get the drop. I don't know about this, but maybe you could like put two together. I thought about it because they sort of have this like spin quality to them. Maybe there could be a way to sort of like unite them almost. Like one underneath the other, one on top of the other underneath. I don't know. Why is this one bigger? I don't remember. It's, oh yeah, I remember now. I did this one from a square on my paper, and this one actually came about from the rectangle. So that's why this one's bigger. Yeah, some line is not like as fine as I would like it, but I mean, I think you get the idea though, right? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. This is the drop. And yeah, let me see if I can get a good screenshot out of this one.